We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you another episode of We Can Help with Dave and Woody, already in progress.
Get this
I could
shit over with.
I could tell it's going to
I
be
hope you didn't catch that last.
get it over with. I think we did.
No, the S part of that statement. So
I don't recall.
Dave's got me all riled up
Yeah, my
tonight.
face is red again.
You started red because you.
Well, I know why though. Tonight, I've been holding my breath.
Yeah.
No, I ate hummus and I chopped up a bunch of jalapeno because
You
I
put
got nothing else
jalapeno in
better.
your hummus, huh?
Well, I bought this hummus. It's like a brand name. I don't know what it is, but I usually buy the Publix brand that's jalapeno, and it's spicy, And so
Yeah,
this
that's what
hummus is,
jalapenos do.
yeah. Well, this hummus sucks. What is it? Garbanzo beans? Hold on,
All right, here we go.
Alexa. What do you make hummus out of?
Okay, for hummus, I recommend hummus from Food Network, 10 minutes to make. What would you like? Start recipe, save recipe,
Ingredients.
send to phone, or hear next recipe.
Ingredients.
To make hummus, you'll need 4 garlic cloves, 2 cups canned chickpeas, drained, liquid
Chickpeas.
reserved, one
Chickpeas.
and a
All right, tell her to be
Alexa, shut
quiet.
up. Alexa, stop. Tahini. Alexa, stop. Oh, okay.
She's like, you tell me to shut up again. I'll just keep
dashes
going.
hot sauce.
8 dashes.
Those are all the ingredients. Should
Eight
I
da-
send you the recipe?
No, send it to Woody.
Okay, sent. Step by step.
I'm going to watch my email or my text here and see if it goes.
8 dashes of hot sauce. Don't get that messed up. Anyway, So this hummus I bought, it was buy one get one free. So I'm like, who doesn't like a deal, right?
All right, BOGO.
And so, so I got it home. And I'm like, this sucks. There's no flavor. Chickpeas,
Well, how do you say that, Pepper?
jalapeno, jalapeno. What? Jalapeno?
I think you said you. Now you got me messing. Jalapeno,
I don't know. I roll something. Jalapeno.
jalapenos. How about that?
Jalapeno. I like that one.
All right.
Anyway, so I've eaten I don't know, a tablespoon chopped up of jalapenos.
All right. Well, prior to that, I hope you wrote down the instructions I gave you to solve a Rubik's Cube because I'm not repeating them.
Yeah. I got a kid in my class that can do that.
Almost all the kids can now.
Well, 40 years have gone by. Someone ought to figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, look, sitting on this desk here.
Can you do it?
No, it's my son's, and he'll solve it, and I'll screw it all up on him just to piss him off.
Smash it into a bunch.
Well,
of
he has bought so many different kinds of Rubik's cubes, and I'm looking for the other ones. Yeah, I guess they're all upstairs yeah, he solves them all and memorized it and all that kind of stuff. I remember I got a Rubik's cube when it first came out. My mom got me one, and the only way I could solve it was to take the stickers off and move it to the other side.
At least you're honest. I was more intrigued about how it worked. How did they get?
I was too.
cube?
That was neat. That everything could spin.
I took it apart.
Yeah.
First thing I did is I said,
Well, that was another way to solve it, right? Take it apart and put it back together.
Once I saw how it worked, I was like, this is the best thing.
I'm done. But no, I ended up buying a book on how to solve it.
How'd that work out?
I was able to solve it, but
Oh.
because it's actually mathematical, right?
It's a systematic approach. It's the same movements, whatever they are, once you get to a certain.
Yeah, but you got to have certain moves for certain things. So it's all mathematical in the sense that
What does that mean?
there's a formula.
You mumble multiplication tables while you're moving the things around.
Exactly, and it's solved every time.
There's a kid in my class.
I'm still going to stick to the sticker mode.
One hand does it. I said, "Give me that thing." So I I ground it all up. He looks at it. He does one of these things. He goes,
Yeah, they that's what I mean. They
and
figured it
it's
out.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, "What the heck's going on
People
here?"
solve them with their feet. And the record now is something like 2 seconds. Ask Alexa, what's the
Okay.
fastest time to solve a Rubik's Cube?
Alexa, what is the world's record time to solve a Rubik's Cube?
From answers.com. The official world record for solving a Rubik's Cube is 7.08 seconds.
What?
What a slowpoke.
Yeah, where have we
That was
gone
not
in
a
life?
that was not an Alexa trans. What it?
A contributor.
contributor. She always has to.
She cites her references.
No, but what does she say? She translates it from a contributor.
Yeah, I guess maybe if they're foreign contributor, maybe like it's in a different language.
I swear that's what I want to do though. Next time I
I
go
know.
to we should do that when we go to the Sigma Chi thing coming up in
Yeah.
couple weeks here. When someone says, so Theus, what have you been doing? All these years of MC. Well, I'm actually an Alexa contributor.
Doing quite well, thank you.
Oh yeah, a lot of questions, got a lot of answers for people.
Yeah.
Some people don't like them, but keeps me busy.
I
don't know.
By the way,
right.
just a reminder that is a week and a half away, and as we record this on Wednesday night, we'll get one more in before the big show. And
the big show.
Yeah, if you haven't signed up by now, it's probably too late, right?
What a loser.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't commit to something a week and a half out.
I think that Alan would probably take some more money because,
Oh, God, yes. But I don't know if he'd let you in. He'll take your money.
Yeah.
Everything revolves around the dollar.
No, Alan's a good guy.
I know that.
So, the big show. Apparently, Woody, it's undocumented, but I did corner Alan on the last call after the call was over. I said, Alan, you mind sticking around for a minute? He goes, yeah, what's up? And I said, I noticed there was a surge in people signing up for the big show.
Yeah.
Post our promotion.
Yes, exactly. It has 46 views.
Yeah, and I said, do you have any traction as to, obviously we pushed our stuff out there and then people start banging the doors and
Right.
signing people up. And so he said, well, if it makes you feel any better, Dave, it is because of yours and Woody's promo.
Input. Yeah, that's what I thought. Before that, it was 4 people coming. The guys organizing it.
Not to bash our brother Paul, but
it's easy. Why not?
Hey,
what I would like, Dave, is that when you're emceeing.
Yeah. By the way, we're changing that term.
Well, hold on. Let me finish my thought.
Okay,
first.
hurry up, because I want to make sure that I get
where you're leading the conversation.
Yeah.
I think we're due a plug.
Oh, shh. We're going to get some followers.
All right. That's what I would like to see our numbers go up.
Define master of ceremonies.
Oh,
Master of ceremonies is usually defined as a person who directs the entertainment at a party, dinner, nightclub, radio or television broadcast, or the like, acting as host and introducing the speakers or performers.
Okay, we get it, Alexa. I got it.
That's me. I'm
you're a master.
I'm one of 2 masters of ceremonies.
Master of
Jada's.
Cake mix. Master of cake mix.
God, I'm messing him up.
You're not listening to me.
I heard you, master cake mix. I don't know what that means.
What do you do to cake mix? What is cake mix? What's another word for after you mix it all together? What's it called?
Batter.
Master of.
That's stupid. No, you're supposed to say the guy that baits the hook on the fishing boat.
Yeah, well, that didn't fit the conversation, so I had to work it.
Cake mix did.
I had to take a circuitous. Thank you. And this brings me to my next big announcement for today, David. And this is new to you too.
Let's get on the tracks.
All right. I've come up with a game we can play on this show, and the listeners at home will be able to play as well in the home version.
I like it.
Yes. So you know how we do the words, we throw in words from occasionally we'll talk about, are we idiots? Do we know this word? So I thought, you remember definitely you remember, because you're older than me. Did you ever watch the game show with Groucho Marx?
I'm not that old.
Oh, come on now. That was like regular TV for you.
Groucho Marx.
Yeah, do you remember the show?
Was it black and white?
Yeah, it was. Anyhow, in the show, they would have a secret word, and if he could get a guest to say it,
what was it called?
I don't know. The cuckoo bird would come down with the word or whatever, and everybody would celebrate. So anyhow, I thought each week I am going to insert a word that is at least new to me, and I suspect new to most people listening.
Okay.
Like a few weeks ago, I might have said, Dave, I need you to upload the video for this overmorrow. All right. And you're Your job and the home listener's job is to figure out what that word when I do that, right? And you only get 2 guesses, Dave. So you can't say, was that it every time I finish a
No.
sentence, right? So, and on the video version, I'll put the definition of the word up when I use it. So when you're playing along at home, you'll know, oh, I got it right. So, and if we get through the whole show and you don't hear me, well, then I'm going to have to announce.
So you're going to announce the word before?
I'm going to use the word.
You're just going to use it, and then it's up to me to say, wait a minute, that was an odd word.
Right. And I suspect they'll be fairly simple at the beginning to pick up on. But
like if all of a sudden you're saying that was some conflagration out there on the West Coast, I'll know to say that. I mean,
you'll say, well, that's normal on the West Coast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Alexa, what was the name of the game show with Groucho Marx?
I know about 10 Groucho Marx game shows, including What's My Line? The Hollywood Squares, Daytime, You Bet Your Life, I've Got a Secret, and 6
You
more.
Bet Your Life.
You
Bet Your Life, I think, was it.
I've Got a Secret.
Yeah. Who knows what he was keeping secret. So.
All right. Well.
So are we done with this disquisition now?
Are you going to do it? Disposition? Is that it?
I did say disposition.
What'd you say?
I said, are we done with this disquisition now?
Oh, disquisition. Is that it?
Yes. I told you it'd be fairly easy the first time.
Oh, God.
I just thought I'd put it in early since we just talked
That's
about
what she said. All right. Anyway, so
a disquisition is a long or elaborate essay or discussion on a particular subject.
So we're not only pseudo fun and friendly, but we're educational.
Yeah, exactly. We're bringing the game
for the kids in the back of the room.
Right. And if you're playing the home version, this works out as well.
All those things. All right, we're on a ship that has no rudder.
Well, I'm done for tonight. That's all my topics.
All right. Well, first of all, we're back.
Oh, yes, we are.
Look at it. 7-4. That has nothing to do with it. Happy Valentine's, Woody.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. You didn't get me a present, though. Actually, you did. You sent me some flowers, didn't you?
I did?
Yeah, you sent me a picture of flowers you're giving to your wife.
You can have that right there.
No, thank you.
On my shelf. Look at.
Yeah, okay. Send it to me. I want you to mail it to me.
I don't know what that thing is. It's there every night, though, and it never gets dusty. So I don't know what it is.
That's nice. I like the rustic look of your home.
Well, that's the garage. I closed it in.
The lack of books on your bookshelf.
I'm not well read.
Apparently.
Well, I use an app. So books are.
I never read, man. I used Cliff Notes for my best friends in high school, man. It was the only way I got through English. And I remember one time the teacher's walking down. You remember in class, when we were in class, you sat it was a seat with a desk, and underneath the seat was where all the books were kept. I guess they're still the same way now, right?
Well, was this a wood one though? Because ours was wood.
Yeah, it was wood with a metal base.
Yeah.
But I guess they're still that way.
Well, they're plastic now with a
a wire shelf, right?
There's no books though.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, anyhow, I went to grab a folder out because he asked for something, and as I did my
condoms.
Well, that too, but that wasn't so much embarrassing. I was more proud in high school throwing that around. My Cliff Notes flew out.
You made animal puppets out of it. I'm sorry, that slipped. It was lubed.
So
I don't know, I'm not even drinking.
I know.
Maybe you should start this show over. I'm sorry.
No, it flew out right in front of him. Like, well, yeah, got to do what you got to do.
I got a fun thing here. On that note, do you have a most embarrassing moment?
I am terrible to think of things off the cuff. If you give me that question 2 days ago, prior, I would have come up with something.
Yeah, well,
I told the one I tell a lot, and I just told it the other day was our fraternity house, right? Had with the front yard. I use finger quotes here for those listening.
The driveway.
It was just a big thing of concrete. From the right to the left side of the house was concrete all the way to the road. So it was like a basketball court, and we had a basket at one end. So I was just out there by myself shooting free throws, kind of just goofing off. And I'm trying to paint a picture here. So it was a long road in front of our house, and it was nothing but college students around there. So it wasn't a rarity that someone would be walking by. So as I'm playing, I kind of spot some about 100 yards away. It's a cute looking girl, at least from 100 yards, and 50, 20. Yeah, she's getting much cuter. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm kind of do a little showing off here, make a shot. And I go up to do a layup. And somehow I step on that, there's a little dirt mound right behind. I hit that, and I totally crash and burn right in front of this cute girl walking. And you know how when you witness something like that, you kind of act like you didn't see it. And I could tell, I look up and I could tell she saw the whole thing.
Did you have a line?
No, that was, I was not a player back then, Dave. Come on now. And no, I was just totally embarrassed by the. Here it is 30 years later. That still sticks out in my mind. I don't even know who the girl was. I mean, that's what it was.
That's cute.
That's why I never got to meet her. I didn't make the basket.
So it's funny. It's a girl thing. It's a UCF thing as well.
Wow.
So I'm not going to tell you her name because she's probably still alive somewhere. But Knockout, someone that used to come to one of our parties, that was quite the unattainable Knockout. Well, I had a class with her, and we were in one of our study rooms at the library. The
study rooms,
case study rooms. And I had a head cold that week or whatever it was, and so
you did.
She was sitting right next to me
in the study room.
Yeah, I think she was sitting right next to me. Yeah, and we were, books open. We're both studying. It's all down to business, and we're highlighting away and doing our stuff. And we're kind of getting a little silly. Nothing's going to happen. I got a head cold, but I mean, it was just.
Oh, that's why nothing was going to happen.
Well, but it was. So anyway, I either sneezed or I coughed or something, or maybe it was a laugh. Maybe she did something that made me giggle, and I snorted like an oyster out of my nose, right down to the middle of the page or the book, the fold of the book. And when I say oyster, I'm talking like Apalachicola, a big one. And so I'm looking at this thing in my book. I look at her. She's looking at it. She looks at me.
So she blatantly sees this.
Oh, it's not. Yeah. And
there's no hiding it.
And so at this point, I'm like, well, I don't know where this is. I think I know it's not going to go somewhere. I'm thinking now, what did I do? Did I scrape it off onto the floor?
I was thinking, did you at some point we were like,
I don't think
I hide this and play it off?
I think I was so just devastated.
Yeah, that would be.
I might have caught her like, okay, we'll see you next week. I don't know.
You just closed the book.
I can't remember what we did with it. If I closed
what
it,
I did with it,
it's probably it'd probably been stuck on the window. But yeah, I was like, no, this is over.
Oh, yeah, remind that. It's funny you said that because I had another memory of an embarrassing moment. I was in junior high school. And we got on we were riding the school bus to school, of course. That's what you do on a school bus. And it was me, my buddy, and then one of the really cute girls was the third on the seat, riding to school. And at some point I like caught, I went, like this, shoot, I had my hand in front of me, and whap, like you said, just a huge oyster hits the palm of my hand. And I'm sitting there, and we're a good 15 minutes away from the school. So I'm like, all right, how am I going to hide this? So I go all the way to school. And finally, I decide I reach out to the seat in front of me, like the corner of it. I'm like, oh, like I'm yawning, pushing, wipe my hand off of the thing. And I get to school. I go to my locker, and I go meet up. You get ready for class or whatever. And a friend who was sitting next to me on the bus, by the time I get to class, has told everybody in the classroom. He saw the whole thing and never.
Word travels.
Yeah, he's like, there's no way that girl didn't see you wipe your big goober on the seat in front.
I thought you're gonna reach over and stroke her hair or something like that. Like, oh, thanks.
I like you, so I'll get to tease you. It was like, I
All
wish I
right.
could remember her name. I can remember her, but not her name. So
Okay. Well, this is an interesting show. Maybe this is the love stories of
oh, there you
Valentine's.
go. Yeah. Two lays because of my inability to play basketball and my sneezing. I
Yeah,
missed two opportunities in life.
not. Uh, all right. Well, you got anything exciting at work going on, or
No, not at work.
what's the deer story? Got any deer updates?
No, other than there's plenty of them around, that's for sure. Oh, were you? Yeah, you're the one who told me that story about the deer being shot or something.
I don't know.
Anyhow, I have to remember. He caught me off guard, but no, but I did experience something new in the past couple weeks. I'm frustrated with. So I've decided that I need to start selling some of the crap around my house, right? Stuff I have that I just don't use. So my son uses Facebook Marketplace
Yeah.
to sell stuff, and he has a lot of luck with it. He he has a car he works on all the time, and sometimes he'll buy two or three parts for it, pick the one he likes, and sell the other parts off. And I sometimes, because he's at college, he'll just say, "Hey, can you meet this guy here?" And $50, give him this and whatever. And I do it. And I'm like, okay, well, this seems like a pretty efficient system to
Right.
get rid of
Side
stuff.
hustle.
So, yeah, right. So I thought, okay. So I've had this old, it's not even old. It's probably, oh, geez, I guess it is old, about 20 years old, kerosene heater, but I barely used it because I bought it. We used to lose power a lot here in my house. And I thought, okay, I'll buy that. We can heat the house, a room of the house with it. But then I got to think about it. I'm like, well, that's probably not the safest thing to do because of the fumes, the carbon monoxide that comes off it. So I started to use it in my workshop to heat up, but I can't use it out there because I make a lot of sawdust and that becomes a combustible bomb essentially. So I used it. I used it maybe 10, 15 times and it's just sat in my garage ever since. So I thought, all right, I'm going to put this on Marketplace. I think I bought it for $110. I asked $55 and I was willing to take 50 for it.
Right.
Right.
Wow.
I thought, I'll add five to it. And that way, whatever they offer. So put it in Marketplace. I put the city on it. I explain it worked last time I used it. Dave, you can't put enough information in that. You can't put the information in there and expect anybody to read it. This
No.
has been one of the more painful processes I still have it. Let's put it that way. After 4 weeks and 55 different messages asking me if it's still available. I tell people all the time will call me and say, "Is it still available?" Yes. Do you want it? Yeah. Where are you at? And I'm like, it's in the ad. It says Charlotte, right?
It's a big
And
town, though.
well, it's not that big, right? If you will, and but people will email, and so I'll say Charlotte, blah blah blah, and they'll email back, "Oh, that's too bad. I'm 2 hours away." Uh, Countless people did that. I don't. Why are you even asking? It's right there in the ad.
Okay. Okay. So I have this thing on Facebook called Clay Eats, right?
Yes.
Um,
What have you made him eat lately?
yeah. So Clay Eats.
The
Well,
county of Clay, for those who don't know
county, yeah.
Clay
So
County.
so first of all, there is a whole genre of people who eat clay. That's
Oh, really?
oh yeah.
Well,
Google it.
I shouldn't doubt. Yeah, I'm not going to doubt it. I've seen.
Yeah, they literally eat clay, and it's weird. It's like a fetish or something. So
They
everyone,
say if you're, I'm sorry to step on you. They
that's right.
say if you have a vitamin deficiency, you have a craving for dirt to get that mineral back.
Alexa, do people eat clay?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, yes, some do.
Oh, there you go. Validated.
Yes.
Verified.
From an election contributor, Dave Theus.
People
Yes,
eat clay.
people eat clay.
It's a common thing. Anyway, so I get the stragglers that come in. The good news is I've figured it out. We're approaching 20,000 members. But these aren't people that eat clay. But every once in a while,
Well, as far as you know, they don't.
Well, yeah. As far as so every once in a while they'll come in, and I just jettison. I don't even get into. No, this is not about eating clay. We're actually, the county thing. So people will post. The whole premise is that you post. You go to a restaurant, you find something exciting. It's like you come home and tell your friend about it. Hey, you got to try this place. That's
right.
Great, whatever. Well, when it started out, I guess people just love to bash each other. I think there's this remember when we were kids, did you ever have a CB radio?
Yes, my dad got one.
Yeah, my dad got one and put it in the back of the camper, and you would think it would be in the front of the camper, but he did it as like an entertainment source for us kids in the back.
Hey Dave, can you radio and see if there's any police on the highway?
No, seriously, we'd be riding down the highway in our camper, and we were like starting fights with people on the CB radio.
Yeah.
So I think it must be something to that level where people just want to screw with each other.
Well, that's what the internet is. Internet is just multiplied that by 1,000,000 times, right? You were doing it on the CB. They're called trolls, right?
Yeah, I got some great stories. I remember telling people that we were driving such and such a car, and we'll meet them at Kmart, and they were like, "What are you?"
Could your dad hear you doing all this?
Oh, we'd be driving down the road, and people would be flicking birds. That we never told them who we were. That was a whole different story, the bird thing. But
right.
I don't know. Anyway, so
what was your handle?
My Indian guide name was Straight Arrow.
Straight Arrow.
So I could have been, my CB handle could have been Straight Arrow.
That's what she said.
Anyway, so it's Valentine's, folks. This is taking a little bit of a love theme.
Right.
But to your point, the internet is full of people who don't read. Someone will say, like, where's this place located? That they never read the post above them.
Right.
That's what there'll be, like literally 100 posts. People will one post and 100 comments, and out of the 100 comments, their question will be answered 50 times.
Right.
But they've got to go up 2 or 3 in the thread and read it. But they are apparently the first one to get to the thread. Every time they post something, it's like, oh yeah, that looks great. Where is it? I don't know. The 2 people above you tells you where it is. Why don't you just scroll up a little bit? Well, they would just post it's just crazy. I think they're lazy. I don't know what it is. It's nutty.
My wife stumbled that she was practically peeing in her pants the other night. This lady posted on, I don't know, TikTok, one of those channels, that she wanted to name, was naming her child, and she's frustrated because she wanted to get the internet's feedback. She wanted to name her child Lydia, but she wanted I forget the reasoning. Her personal name started with a K, so she wanted the K sound at the front. So she named her kid Clydia.
Yeah,
and she couldn't understand.
I've seen this, I think.
Oh, have you? And the responses from people is just the people are brilliant. Is that with his brother gonorrhea and stuff like that? Gonorrhea.
So there's this guy. I can't tell if he's facilitating those things or he just trolls the internet looking for them.
Right.
I think he's looking for. Have you seen the guy that does the can we talk about these signs, these wrong signs? He's got like a New York accent.
No.
And he goes into like grocery stores and news sales ads, and they're hilarious. I mean,
once you start and you get a following like that, people then send you the material.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So you can build build it off of that.
Well, I told you about the podcast. I swear I want to do this, but now I've got too many things going on where I need to be a little bit more professional. But I want to join one of these neighborhood sites because that's where the juice is.
Oh yeah. It's called Nextdoor, the Nextdoor app.
Well, okay, but Facebook, you can every neighborhood, like wherever you live, I don't know where your community is. like our neighborhood is whatever it is, Eagle
Yeah.
Harbor. They've got, I see, and you have to prove that you live there. You got to give them
Right.
the neighborhood we're in. You have to, if you own, you have to give the name of your mortgage company, and if you rent, you have to give the name of your
mortgage company. What would that do?
Well, I don't know. The guy, I'm like, no, I'm not giving you this information.
No.
But I want to go on there like on a Saturday morning and read a thread back and forth. I think it would be hilarious. But like you said, it would probably piss people off because they'd realize that was their thread. Or something.
Well, I just saw today, Daniel Tosh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does he's copying us. He's doing
That's probably right.
a YouTube podcast now. Maybe we can get on there. Maybe we'll find somebody who knows him next week. While we're down there. Yeah, UCF. Yeah. Yep. And apparently he hung with the SIGs a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I thought he was a SIG, but I don't think he is.
But he is not, or at least doesn't advertise as one. Maybe he didn't make it through the pledging. But anyhow, he posted today, and it was a Nextdoor app, and basically some lady complained that the customer in front of her at the neighborhood grocery store bought the last 4 boxes of Nilla wafers. And she was mad because that person was so greedy and selfish not to leave one for somebody else. And she was trying to cook a cheesecake for her in-laws who were coming in town in 2 days. And so Tosh took to, responding like, oh, that's too bad, and egging her on. And so we'll look at it. It's like a 4-minute video on YouTube. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that much free time, but it would be fun, I think.
Well, I'll ask my wife to pass some of those along to me to read on here.
I told my wife, I said, why don't I'll put a microphone in front of her, and she could be the female or the other character.
Oh, okay.
And then we could dialogue back and forth. I think, you remember the show, the guy Lake Wobegon?
Yes.
It would be kind of that ilk.
He got Me Too'd.
He got in trouble?
Yeah.
What could he have said that we got him in trouble?
Yeah, I think he touched.
Physically somebody?
Yes. Yeah.
No. Well,
apparently. I don't know if he did or not, but that was the story. And he said, you know what? I got to retire. So goodbye. What was his name? Ask Alexa, who is the master of ceremonies?
Alexa, who was the radio show Lake Wobegon?
From Sky4K.top. Lake Wobegon is a fictional town created by Garrison Keillor as the setting of the recurring segment News from Lake Wobegon for the radio program A Prairie Home Companion broadcast from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. He was pretty good. I liked him.
Yeah, I thought it was very
imaginative. The guy who took over, it's failing now. I don't think it's nearly carrying the...
those programs, those old radio programs, all those sound effects they did right there in stage, that was pretty cool.
Well, they still did on that show.
Yeah, that's what the whole premise was. It was pretty cool.
Me and my wife listened to 1 or 2 NPR.
I was going to say, what did NPR had it?
Yep. I listened to Wait, Don't Tell Me. So that's a good one.
What's it called?
Wait, Don't Tell Me. It's a quiz show about the current news. And it usually has 3 panelists. 1 or 2 of them is a comedian. And the MC and the announcer are comical as well. They're in Chicago. So it's a pretty good show.
I'm always amazed about the comic mind. They're very creative people.
Like our show, you can hear that show on Spotify as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're back. Click the YouTube channel. I want to see our subscribers grow. I don't understand why we can't. We had a great week of viewership. We're only halfway through the viewing so far because I post this show.
How many people have seen this one, roughly?
A lot more than normal. I don't want to give away our numbers at this point.
We'll have to go there and check it out.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to find out.
Here. If they're watching us now, you're here, right? Hello.
Hey, thanks.
I'm supposed to be doing
this. We should be seeing more subscribers based on the number of videos.
What is that ASMR stuff?
Yeah. What about it?
I was thinking about chewing some ice.
Oh, we're the polar opposite of ASMR.
We can start belching into our microphones.
2 guys who won't shut up. so you can hear stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, good show. Oh, I did something kind of fun this week with I had to get it. I guess I can say this. My counterpart's gonna be mad at me, but I had to go get a tuxedo. Yeah.
So you
When
guys are getting. I'm not getting. I mean, I'd be lucky if I
no.
wear
When you're the
long
master,
pants.
when you're the master of ceremonies, you go big or go home.
Okay. All right. Are they paying for it?
No,
Okay.
I'm loaded, Woody. Loaded.
Are you going with tails?
I'm not getting the pants. The jackets, no pants. I'm
No
not wearing
pants.
any pants.
Well, I mean, you're going to be behind a podium. Why?
No,
You
no. I told him I don't work with a podium. It's funny.
you're going to free ball it.
Yeah, free ball. That's a good word. So Mark J, you remember Mark J?
Yeah.
So I'm on the committee call, and I leaked it. I couldn't keep the excitement down. I said, "Look, we're going to go to the bat for you guys, because we're going to go big or go home. So we're gonna get tuxes." And so Mark goes, "You going to get pants?" I'm like, "Now you've earned it. You've taken that away. It was going to be a jacket and a cummerbund, and that's it."
So it's a big. Well, it doesn't need to be that big a cummerbund.
Yeah, we've all been there. Anyway, so yeah, so
it'll be a cold. Okay. It'll be a cold room.
So I had to go get a tux, and I think I'm going to buy one, but I put on some weight again. Remember, I've had this discussion. Last year I was 255 pounds. Now I'm 285 pounds. So I put on.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm a beefer.
What the hell did you do that for?
A lot of cookies and brownies in the workroom last Christmas. But the good news is I didn't put on any more weight this year. I went the whole year without putting on any more weight, but I did put 30 pounds successfully on. But I am going to buy a tuxedo, but I got a tuxedo for like $97.
What? So you bought a tuxedo?
No, I rented.
You rented for $97.
Yeah, I don't think I can go out in the rain though. I think he said something about something about cardboard. I don't know.
Don't sweat too much.
And don't do a lot of moving around.
Are you getting like the ruffled shirt too?
No, we thought about that, but
you going bow tie or bolet?
No, I'm going tie. I'm a tie guy.
I can't picture. See, there's a fine line between suit and tuxedo that I don't know where it starts.
Well, so I'm not a bow tie guy. I think I am, but I
think with a tuxedo, everybody should be.
Well, I like the dinner jacket and the black tie. So
I like the bow tie that spins and has lights on it. That's my go-to.
Anyway, so we're going to be dolled up.
All right.
It's going to be exciting. And
what are they serving?
Remember those conversations those nights, steak or chicken? Remember that one meeting we had that lasted like 10 hours and we couldn't make up our mind for the formal that year, whether or not we were going to serve steak or chicken?
No. I remember plenty of late night meetings over nothing, but not that
Well,
one.
That's pretty much what that was.
Okay.
I don't know what they're serving. I think there's a salmon dish. I don't know.
I'm not there for the food.
I'm still reeling that I got to pay for the food. I'm like, I get $2,500 for these things and green M&Ms in the green room.
Yeah.
But
what do they call that? Your rider?
My rider, yeah.
Give me your rider. Yeah. Bourbon and green M&Ms. Well, you know why they put that on the rider, don't you?
The green in a minute. Yeah.
Say it. I want you to hear it.
Green M&Ms?
Yes.
Is this a sexual thing?
No, not at all. It's a brilliant thing, actually.
Why?
Because they knew if they got into their dressing room and there was green M&Ms in there, only green M&Ms in the bowl, they knew the person had actually read the rider and was going to do everything they asked. It was kind of like a hidden thing in the rider to make sure that people were paying attention and doing what they asked.
Huh.
I thought that's brilliant. If that's the true story, that was a brilliant move on their behalf.
I'll have to put that in my rider.
Yeah. Should I ever, when this show goes mainstream and we're touring,
I've actually been paid to do this before, but not $2,500.
And to MC?
Yeah, I'm too kind. I'm generous.
To me, it comes kind of naturally. You know what? That is something I had written down. So when you obviously have every day at school, you speak to people, right? In front of a group of people.
5 hours a day. Yeah.
Right.
Today I was screaming today.
Why?
I think we're in a part of the semester. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
halfway. I have to get a calendar, but
Laissez-faire.
they're wound up.
Yeah.
We had to write a couple of them up.
Did you?
Oh yeah,
Send them to
four
the principals?
yesterday and 2 today. Yeah.
Wow. Rowdy kids, man.
You kind of have to strike. You have to
Get them early.
Yeah, you got to get on it quickly.
That was my move in the Cub Scout meetings with a room full of little boys. A lady was the Cub. What do you call him? Cub master? I don't know. Cub leader. Anyhow, and I would go around the room and I would get on the little kids who started like misbehaving, or I could tell they were losing attention. I could get on them real quick and we had the best behaved den in the whole troop.
These are like 6 and 7 year olds, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And they're wound up.
They've butt, you little snapper. Sit down.
Yeah. Upside the head. Now you made me lose my train of thought. What were we talking about?
I'm not sure. I've been making the whole thing up all night. I don't know.
Really?
No, I've been talking about
emceeing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I recently was doing I call it a class, but it's just me doing some technology stuff with people who aren't technical, right? They asked me to do that and to explain stuff to people. And one thing really threw me off. And I mean, it was to the point where I was like, every sentence I was watching this person. And to me, it's the first time I've been thrown off that much. She was typing word for word everything I was saying.
Oh.
And I was like,
you know, slow down and speed up on her.
she was, I'm like, it's like I was fascinated that one, she could type that fast, and two, that she was willing to do well. Maybe she was not. Maybe she was typing a letter to someone else at the time, but I just assumed it was taking notes from what I was putting
did
down.
It mess you up?
It threw me way off. I couldn't get my rhythm going. You know how you get in a rhythm?
Yeah.
And see, I was totally off, and I would be like, then I started doing the thing and I would repeat things, and like, oh man, that threw me. And that was the first time I've been thrown off that much in a long time.
Well, I've been told with strict direction on this event that we're getting ready to be a part of that I'm supposed to keep the thing moving. I'm not supposed to go up there and entertain, because what they're trying to do is maintain a time frame.
Mm-hmm. What are we paying by the hour for the room or something?
No, we're going to be dancing. There's going to be music and dancing after the meal, but there's
wait a second. Let me boop back up there, David.
Yeah,
I know ladies are invited to this event, but I got to think it's going to be 80-20 men to ladies.
It's like a Greek party where there'll be some guys dressed up as girls,
and there's going to be dancing.
It's like Greek theater.
80 to 90% of us are going to be wallflowers while the 10% dance.
Hey, you want to dance?
You want to dance?
With your date?
All right, keep going. You're moving. Sorry, I had a picture in my mind.
Well, I think there's going to be more wives than not for Saturday night. For us bachelors, you and I and Brad, we'll be coming in from out of town. We may win the farthest traveled award.
Well, I don't know. I didn't look at the list lately.
No, there's some guys coming in from Washington, West Coast, Washington.
Oh, I was going to say, okay,
there might be a guy from Alaska. I can't remember. One guy's coming in from the moon.
What?
Yeah,
well,
he's in the space
wins.
station. That's where Sam is. He's in the space station.
Yeah, if anybody knows where Sam is, please let us know. We can't find him.
Did I tell you about the dream I had this morning about him?
No.
So, when you set your alarm and you get to a point where you're pretty used to your alarm going off at a certain time and your body just kind of wakes you up anyway.
Yeah. I'm one of those people.
Yeah. And you're kind of conscious of that it's coming.
Right.
So I'm in a dream this morning, full on dream. And yet my mind is saying, hurry up and get this thing over with because your alarm's getting ready to go off. And then it's a weird space. And so I ran into Sam. I think we were like at a Walmart parking lot or something. And
were you confusing him with your South Korean brethren that you met?
No, this was clearly he wasn't in a uniform. He didn't look like South Korean.
But it was clearly Sam.
It was Sam. And so I'm like, you're not gonna it's Sam, it's Theus. And he goes, yeah, man, I can tell. And so,
Yeah.
so I'm like, dude, we've been looking for you. We've looked all over the web. We've looked at Boeing, all kinds of places. We can't find you. And he goes, well, it turns out I quit the engineering gig a long time ago, but I've been a New York Life salesman, New York Life life agent,
Selling insurance.
selling insurance. And right there, my alarm went off. And I was like, wait a minute. I got to hear the end of the story.
Yeah, or how do we find you?
He's been selling New York Life. I need life insurance.
Well, maybe we should look up New York Life Insurance and see if he's a broker or something.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? I never thought about that.
That would be bizarre. I'm going to do it right after this. If it comes true.
I mean, it could be. Someone could have, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Someone told you somewhere down the line.
You know, my daughter and I used to do this thing. My youngest daughter, Sarah, it started with that, you know, the song at Christmas time, every kiss begins with K.
Yeah, for
K Jewelers.
Yeah, it's not just Christmas time.
Well, it was Valentine's probably too, and whatever it was. So we had this little thing that we did. Well, she was like a little kid, you know, like 10 and up. And so we used to play this game where I would say, and she was in on it. We'd go, Sarah, listen, I'm going to think of a number. Let's get quiet. Let's get focused. And I'm going to send it to you. And let's see if you can pick it up. Oh,
like it through
telepathic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she goes, can we do this? And when it started off, she was kind of like, this isn't possible.
Right.
So I said, let's think of a number between 1 and 10. You think of a number between 1 and 10. I'll think of a number 1 and 10. And I would get her at 7. You know, she'd always think 7 for some reason. And I would say, so the odds were that a couple times we'd get it, right? And so she was just totally amazed. And then I finally said, you know what? Let's work on this together and let's come up with a system so that we can fool people. And then she was all intrigued. She's like, can we do that? And so I don't know if it was tapping or whatever it was, but 6 was something and 3 was
like you'd go, think of a number.
Yeah. So
1, 2, 3. Think of a number, Sarah.
He tapped me times. So we pulled it on Sheila, and she was like to the floor. She's like,
oh, really?
What's going on with you guys? It was like a party favor. We would go to places and they would go, do that thing. And they had no clue what we were doing. And you know,
there used to be a thing where you put magazines on a table in a grid format, and you would say, you'd walk out of the room and the group would all pick a magazine, and whoever was in on it with you would say, is it this magazine? And you would say, okay, when the third time you point, it's the one diagonally to the left of the pointer on your third point. So, you know, and so that way you could always know which one it was and come back to it. So
I don't know. We did that kind of stuff, Sarah and I, you know, kind of father-daughter stuff. It was fun.
Yeah.
I think.
Did you ever let people in on it until now?
I think in the end we had to tell somebody because they were like getting ready to call up Johnny Carson or, you know, Dave Letterman.
Stupid human tricks for David Letterman.
Yeah, they were like booking acts and stuff like, no, this isn't real. Stop this. I think you know. You
and Uri Geller, remember him?
I remember the name.
Yeah, he was a magician, if you will. I went and saw him one time, and I was thoroughly amazed. I'm a firm believer that everything's a trick, right? I mean, nothing is. So he would get like wedding rings from people and get them to interlock, and then give them to people so they could see they were interlocked, and then, you know, they're back apart, and give them back. And he's the guy who would, I don't know if he would bust the trick or do it, but he could bend a fork with his mind. Remember that?
I don't remember, you know, I remember the name, but I don't ever remember seeing it.
Yeah, he would hold a fork up and he would, you know, stare at it, and the fork would bend over.
Huh.
So, and
there's always a trick to that stuff too.
His was he would heat it to a certain point and you know, with his fingers, and he'd get the metal to, you know, bend over. He'd use silver or something with a low melting point.
Well, there you go.
And to do it that way. So
this is kind of an odd show.
Yeah, we were all over the place, and it is dog toenail clipping night
You
here.
don't do the grinder?
Well, however, whatever device we have, we try different devices, then we rate them and we post our reviews on YouTube. That's my other channel. 22 million views, Dave.
This is the Yorkie
22 million views, Dave. Come on,
of
get with it.
ASML dog clipping,
ASMR.
whatever.
So we got we only have like 10 minutes left. So is there?
Oh, but you're not
any-
really going to be dog nail clipping, are you? Have you
Why
seen
would
this
I? Do you think I just say these things and not do them every week?
I kind of do. It's kind of like me having to tell the Sarah thing of real people. I think, yeah.
All right, let me ask you a quick
Yeah.
question. Did you have something though?
I got something, but go ahead.
All right.
It's not big.
And be careful what you answer. Don't answer real quickly because you might say the wrong thing. But when you need to fix something on the fly, right, and make so it'll work again, and they call that blank rigged,
Jury.
right? Is it? I
Jury.
thought it jury, not Jerry.
Yeah, and I got the answer for you.
All right.
Do you know this?
No, I saw it the other day. I was like, I always thought it was jerry rigged, and I saw it. And I was like,
was the jerry rigged because the Germans were keeping their tanks going? They jerry rigged it.
no. That the reason I saw it was someone said, "Hey, I was a posting on something that said I had to jury rigged this," and I'm like, "Jury rigged? It's jerry rigged."
Do you know the origin of the jury rig?
Does it have anything to do with the courtroom?
No, it's nautical. It's nautical.
All right, folks,
And
this is not prepared. I thought
no, like you, I thought it was this. I can't remember how long ago I figured this out, but I thought it was jerry rigged, and I thought it was a slang attack on the Germans because the Panzer type, whatever their tanks had, in the end they were duct taping them together. They were jerry rigging them. But it's jury rig. Hang on a second. Alexa, define jury rigged.
Here's something I found on dictionary.com. Jerry rig is a verb meaning jury rig, a temporary rig to replace a permanent rig that has been disabled, lost overboard, etc.
so. Jerry rigged is an acceptable pronunciation.
Well, it's jury rigged.
Yeah,
But people get it. It's kind of like the saying I did today did we do this about the guy that said, "We'll look forward to seeing you soon." He goes, "Well, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise." Have we heard that one before?
no.
These are those useless facts that I love. I love these
All right.
things.
Well,
So the jury
expound.
thing comes from a nautical term, and it's a rigging on a boat.
It's called a jury.
It's a jury rig. Hold on.
Well, how did it make it into this
I think it
concept
gets-
of fixing something?
Hold on, Alexa. What
She's
is
not
the
gonna have the answer.
origin of jury rig?
Jerry rig everything, also called jerry rig everything, was born in the United States.
See, she's not
Alexa,
going to
pay
know
attention.
this.
Alexa, what is jury rig?
In maritime transport terms, and most commonly in sailing, jury rigged is an adjective, a noun, and a verb.
Well, that's what it's nautical. Look it up. Okay, Alexa, where does the phrase "Lord willing and the creek don't rise"?
From cartridgeworld.com. Lord willing and the creek don't rise is from Old Crow Medicine Show's album Paint This Town.
Okay, she's an idiot.
Well,
Okay,
we've established that many times.
So it comes from I can't remember the guy's name. It's like either 1870s, and he was he was a colonel from either the Union Army, and he was kind of like a Secretary of the Interior. He dealt with tribes, Indian tribes, and so he was out on a expedition, and whoever the president at the time had sent him a letter and said, "Finish up and get your butt back to Washington, D.C." And he responded, "Lord, I will return, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise." And so what he was saying was it had nothing to do with water The Creek are the Indian tribe, Creek Indians.
Oh.
And so what he was saying was, I'll get back, Lord willing, and if the Creek don't rise up and cause us trouble. So
You sure it wasn't the body of water rising up and he couldn't cross it?
well, that's what most people think it is, but it's accredited. Of course, nobody was. I can't go back.
Listen, there's no Alexa contributor that backed you up.
I know, but you're going to have to believe me on this one, or not. So it goes back to that 86 thing. You know about the 86? You go to a restaurant and you go, what's your special? And they say, well, we had a fish and chips, but the chef just 86'd it.
Yeah, throw it in the trash is what 86 implies.
No, it means
I 86 this.
It means it's gone. It's out. So what happened was, in the Old West, when you went to a saloon, your whiskey was like 120. It was barrel proof. It was 120 proof. And so that was the good stuff. And so you'd sit down and go, give me a bottle of your best stuff. And you'd start drinking 120. Well, you'd get hammered and start causing some trouble at the bar. And the bartender would say, 86 that guy. And what it meant was take him off the 120 and take him down to the 86 proof, because he was getting too hammered.
Which is more like bourbon.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what it comes from. But I mean, that's that slogan where 86 that take him off of that and do something else.
Like taking him to 86 was gonna like sober him up.
Well, I don't know if you're hitting 120. Probably not.
They weren't too bright in the Old West.
Well, I didn't have a lot of stuff to work on, but I love that stuff. I don't know. There's a whole podcast we could probably tie to.
Well, there is speaking. I don't know if NPR radio shows. There is a radio show all about words.
Words.
Yeah. Yes. Exciting.
Like the origins and
yes,
and
they get into
I'm
it.
fascinated by that.
People will call up and say, "Where does jury rigged come from?" I've used it since I was a kid, and I don't.
Yeah, I was sold on that German thing too. I figured that.
Well, why Jerry in German? What did Jerry have to do with German?
Okay, so Germans were called Jerrys.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was some sort of slight.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Like Irish were mix, and of course that was their the name mix something.
Whatever happened to Limeys?
Same idea, same.
You don't hear that one anymore. Yeah,
I don't know. We should do that or not.
No, it's all right. Like I said,
it's the same. It's the same kind of colloquial slang toward people, and Jerry was one of those. And I just affirmed that it was jerry rigged. That was the thing. But it isn't. I finally looked it up one day and said, this isn't right. Anyway, maybe I'll do some more research. I was thinking you came up with this game idea. By the way, big hit. And the other I was thinking, for our listeners' sake, we probably need to do a little bit more constructive planning prior to our show.
Well, if people would subscribe and questions. I always put the email address up there. Have you checked it in a while? See if we have any questions?
Yeah, no, we don't.
Then there would be some more structure to this.
Well, I just think that, look, we're having a good time. And I've told Woody this before, and I think he's reciprocating that to me. If he isn't, he's been lying to me. But this is a chance for us to get on the phone and talk for an hour and reconnect. And we're having fun doing it. But I think for the sake of the listener, we're going to keep doing this. We haven't by no means exhausted our stuff, but we need to start putting some structure together. And I think we've got some legs. Your NASCAR
starts next week.
Yeah. Did you see the thing
this weekend?
Did you see the thing I put on Twitter? Our Twitter.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah. What is it? The Super Bowl? Just means it's the Daytona. It was Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, Dale Senior.
Yes.
Says Super Bowl. That means that Daytona is, what's that, a week next week?
It's this weekend, so 1 week away.
Yeah.
In fact, tonight is time trials, so we got to get going here.
Well, I think we could pull in some NASCAR from your expertise on that. And then I like the word thing. I love that kind of stuff. And maybe I could do a little bit more research and come up with something like that. Maybe we could get 3 to 5 little bits together and kind of run with them and see what happens. I do like this, and I'm going to wrap up, shut up with this. When I go have a cigar, well, I go to this place called Tobacco Cove, and it's a lot of guys that are probably close to my age, a little bit older, some of them younger. But we jokingly say that we solve the world's problems. But inadvertently, if we're not watching golf, we're watching the History Channel. Is that even around anymore?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
History Channel, or we're watching that auto auction network.
Oh, Meekham's auction.
Yeah, we're
I
all
got a
like,
buddy.
I used to drive one of those in high school. It's all that kind of stuff. But I don't
My
know.
buddy says that he's an alcoholic, and he says if I was still on the juice, I would have about 400 of these cars by now.
Well, I used to think about how many of them were in. Every time we see like a Chevelle, I'm like, yeah, there were like 20 of those in my high school parking lot.
I know, right?
Yeah, but I think we owe it to ourselves. Maybe we'll make a commitment over the next quarter to devise some programming other than us just getting on here and BSing each other.
Yeah,
and see where it takes us.
I'd be happy to do so. It's that kind of prospicience that helps us grow our viewership.
Was that one of those words?
Yeah, I thought I'd throw an X. I was trying to throw a bonus one in tonight because it was a new game.
What does it mean? Prospicience?
Prospicience.
Those small sea urchins.
Yeah, it's foresight. So we had a bonus word tonight. So
I like the bonus round.
Yeah, there you go. So you scored 2 for 2 tonight, Dave. Congratulations.
Well, do I have to know what they are? I just have to realize that
I've used one. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think knowing you well enough and your limited lexicon, you start coming out with 4-syllable words.
That's what I said. It'll be some evenings it'll be quite obvious. Others it may slip by you.
So do I get to slip one or two of those in? Is that your handle? This is your
you can come up with the origins of come up with your own stuff, Dave.
Okay, that's
Jeez.
that's a good of a comeback. All right.
Well, all right, come on, let's get out of here. Hey, don't stop recording afterwards. I want to try something. Just say goodbye.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm Dave.
I'm Woody.
And you've been listening to yet another titillating episode of We Can Help with Dave and Woody. And happy Valentine's. Bye-bye.